Subject pronouns. So a pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in a sentence. For example, I am a noun. My name is Mrs. Gonzalez. If you called me she is my teacher. You replaced my name with a pronoun. If I am talking about myself, I don't say Miss Gonzalez taught 7 periods today. I say I taught 7 periods today. I changed my name and used a pronoun. Examples of pronouns are I, you, he, she, we, they, and it. Object pronouns. Object is at the end of a sentence. Okay, so that's the only difference between the two. Subject always means at the beginning, object is at the end. Me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. So that's all we're doing. And we'll see why we're actually learning this. So remember, subject is at the beginning. If I say Josiah ate the pie, Josiah is my subject pronoun if I change it to he. He ate it. Pie, I changed it to it. So these are just some options that you can do. Why are we learning this? So what happens when we do not use pronouns? Let's read this little paragraph. Jocelyn, James, and George were in Mrs. Gonzalez's 6th period class. Jocelyn, James, and George came from the same elementary. However, Jocelyn, James, and George might go to the new school. Jocelyn, George, and James' teacher, Mrs. Gonzalez, will be sad. That's a little much. It is repetitive, and some kids still write like this. You don't change it up. We can also go the other way, which is equally bad. So if I change it to Jocelyn, James, and George were in Mrs. Gonzalez's 6th period class. They came from the same elementary. However, they might go to their new school. Their teacher, Mrs. Gonzalez, will be sad. So instead of repeating their names over and over and over, I put pronouns in there, and it's much quicker and easier, and it makes more sense. Okay, opposite. What happens if we only use pronouns? And I don't know if anybody has ever told you a story like this. But when we write, we need to include both real names and pronouns in paragraphs. You got to mix it up. Okay, example. She's going to Six Flags with him for their first date. They have known each other since elementary, but now they have band together and realize they like each other. If we heard this story, aren't you curious who they're talking about? We have no names. So we always have to, whenever you're writing a paragraph, the first line, such as this, you need to say the people's names. Jocelyn, James, and George were in Mrs. Gonzalez's class. That is perfect. And then feel free to move on to pronouns. Here, I would have to start with Lisa and Todd. And then after that, the rest are pronouns. Lisa's going to Six Flags with Todd for their first date. After that, I don't mention their names anymore. They have known each other since elementary, but now they have band together and realize they liked each other. There we go. First line always has your names, your locations, no pronouns. Okay, so go ahead and there will be audio on your assignment.